The universe is within us. We are made of stardust, and we are the means by which the universe introduces itself. This statement was uttered by the renowned astronomer Carl Sagan. In it, he spoke about how humans are not just beings living within the universe, but are, in fact, integral parts of the universe itself. Our existence and bodies are formed from the dust of stars that exploded in a distant place, giving rise to our lives, dreams, and thoughts, everything we know in the world around us. However, the truth goes beyond mere similarities. Recently, some scientists and researchers published a groundbreaking study suggesting something astonishing, something that may never have crossed your mind. These scientists assert that the vast universe we inhabit may have a nearly identical structure and composition to the human brain within our skulls, yours, and mine. Moreover, this entire universe could, in reality, be likened to an enormous and intelligent mind, aware of itself, thinking, and dreaming, much like you and me. This cognitive process is what creates reality and existence itself, shaping it from the surroundings around you. Today, I want you to engage your mind and pay close attention, because in the upcoming minutes, I will reveal many surprises that might challenge everything you thought you knew about the universe, its composition, and how it operates. Before we delve into the topic, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications for new videos. The story begins in 2020 when Italian astrophysicist Franco Vatza and neuroscientist Alberto Faletti published a study in the scientific journal Frontiers of Physics, turning the scientific and research communities upside down. This was because this study was truly saying remarkable things, and even stranger than all expectations. Look, my friend, this study, fundamentally, was designed to make a scientific comparison between the form, composition, and structure of the universe at its largest scale, and the cells of the brain and their functioning at a very small scale, all with the aim of observing any existing similarity between the two, which could directly benefit the sciences of astronomy, neuroscience, and neurology. But what no one had imagined was the astonishing extent of similarity that overturned all expectations. What the scientists stated in this study is that the brain cells, whose sizes are estimated to be less than 1 millimeter, and the way substances are distributed in the universe over distances and dimensions estimated to be around 500 million light-years, have an almost identical shape, and indeed, in an amazing way. If you look at the images attached in their study, you'll find that the brain cells, in reality, are composed of something called neural networks. This is a massive network of interconnected neurons whose shapes resemble threads and contains small knots and clusters, which are the nerve cells. The essential point here is that this gigantic neural network has an almost identical shape to the largest known structure in human knowledge about the universe, which is the cosmic network. The universe, at a massive and colossal scale, actually consists of an enormous quantity estimated to be tens of billions of galactic clusters, each of which, in turn, is composed of hundreds of billions of small galaxies. And all these massive clusters are interconnected through a giant network of gases and elementary elements called the cosmic network or the cosmic web. This network has indeed been previously imaged by telescopes and astronomical survey equipment several times, and we are aware and certain that it is real, and that the visible and observable universe for humans, whose light reaches about 90 billion light-years, is just a small part of this truly enormous cosmic network. The idea is that the astonishing similarity found by scientists in this study between the cosmic network and the neural networks in the brain is not only in terms of shape. No, it goes much further than that. They also found that the quantitative structure of both is very close to each other. For example, the neural networks present in any natural human brain are composed of about 70 billion nerve cells, connected to each other by a network of organic threads. As for the visible universe to us until now, it has been estimated to consist of about 100 billion massive galactic clusters, connected to each other by a vast network of threads composed of ordinary matter like gases and elementary elements, and dark matter. What's even more amazing is that both of them have an invisible but vital and essential fluid for their existence and formation. which provides them with the necessary energy to sustain and preserve themselves. In the case of the brain, the transparent and invisible fluid is water, which constitutes about 77% of the total volume and mass of the brain, while the rest is made up of nerve cells and neural clusters. As for the universe, it is dark energy, constituting about 73% of the total volume of the universe, and the rest is the natural matter from which stars, planets, and galaxies are formed, along with dark matter. The more fascinating idea is that this remarkable similarity shows that the basic physical laws that govern the smallest things in the universe are the same as those that govern the largest things. And that, in reality, the universe could very well be a network of small neural cells inside the brain of another giant living being, existing in another giant dimension, larger than the limits of human comprehension. But if you then compare the human brain and the universe, in a process like thinking, for example, you'll find that brain cells communicate with each other through neural signals. And during the process of thinking, the communication between nerve cells is much faster than any communication that happens between galaxies in the universe. For instance, the nerve cells present in the human brain send between 5 to 50 neural signals per second, and these signals can travel at a speed of more than 100 meters per second, meaning that the speed of communication between parts of the human brain, which is the speed of thinking itself, is very fast and occurs in very small parts of a second, to the point that you can think of it as instantaneous. But in the case of the universe, as you know, and according to Einstein's equations, which he introduced in the theory of special relativity more than a century ago, the maximum speed that can be reached in the universe is the speed of light, which is approximately 300,000 kilometers per second. And this speed, if we tried to consider it as the maximum speed and assumed that any communication between two regions in the universe must occur at the speed of light, we would find that it is a very, very slow speed and entirely impractical. So, if we consider that this cosmic network is the brain of a giant living being, much larger than our comprehension, then in the time it takes the universe to think just once and transmit just one signal from one region to another at the speed of light, the human brain could have lived an entire life and thought about trillions of ideas during this period of its existence. Or even the entire human species could have lived its life and come to an end. And this principle in physics is called in relativity by the name of locality, meaning that events happening anywhere in the universe are limited to the region where the event occurs. And it is impossible for something to happen in one place and its effect reaches another distant place faster than the speed of light, or else that would mean breaking the laws of reality itself. But this rule, as we mentioned, governs traditional relativity. But if you look at the subject from the perspective of quantum physics, you will find that at very small atomic levels, the interactions, signals, and events that occur between atoms are non-local. Meaning that on the atomic level, things can happen, or signals or interactions between atomic particles can occur at speeds faster than the speed of light. And the truth is that the strange quantum phenomena that happen faster than light are many, such as quantum entanglement, quantum tunneling, and others. And some explanations that explain their existence, supported by some modern scientific experiments, like the experiment of creating a quantum black hole in the lab. It suggests that quantum reactions faster than light travel through the fabric of space and time via wormholes, creating shortcuts in the fabric of space and time itself, making the event appear as if it happened instantly. Similarly, scientists say that if you apply the same rule to the universe, assuming that in almost every place in space there are spatial shortcuts, like those assumed to exist at the quantum level, you will find that signals and events in the universe can move faster than the speed of light. And these amazing shortcuts, or space-time wormholes, are the same wormholes that Einstein and Rosen talked about before, calling them Einstein-Rosen bridges, or what the scientific community later called wormholes. Although until today, wormholes remain just mathematical assumptions on paper only, and no real wormhole has been observed in the universe, the reason for not observing them directly so far is that they only open anywhere in the universe, then close again at the same moment, due to the enormous gravitational force compressing them and closing them again. And the only way a real wormhole can exist is if it contains a kind of artificial negative energy that can balance with gravity and keep it open for a certain time, allowing a body to pass through. Or it could be a very small microscopic hole, so that gravity doesn't affect it. If we apply this view for a moment and assume that the universe contains trillions of tiny wormholes that transfer quantum and subatomic operations between all regions and distances throughout space, we will find something very astonishing. We will find that the universe is no longer big and vast, and that it can be smaller than we imagine. You might ask how? I would say because these very many wormholes can very much connect between many distant places in the universe, and they only seem far due to our limited perception of the shape and structure of the universe, while in reality, they are very close to each other. Even more amazing is that some scientists say that this hypothesis eliminates the need for the existence of dark matter altogether, and that the very large missing mass in the universe is just a calculation error, because in many regions of the universe, they are connected in a non-local way, and we don't comprehend that, and we think there is a missing mass. Well, here we need to ask ourselves an important philosophical question. If the universe is indeed a brain of a higher being living in a universe made up of 5 dimensions or more, what prevents each of us from also imagining that our brain is also a complete universe, itself also consisting of a brain of another higher being, and so on, creating an infinite loop of nested universes? Isn't that an amazing idea? The truth is that science changes every day, and every day we discover things that initially seem contradictory until we delve into them and study them in a broader and deeper way, to discover that they are similar and almost identical. And these similarities have always been our main way to reach all the achievements that science reaches throughout history. So, can we imagine that the amazing similarity between neural networks and the universe is actually a new physical and scientific opening that may lead us to discover a new type of physical symmetries or similarities that will open up entirely new areas of advanced and unknown physics for us? And can this be the first beginning of our journey to realizing that we are just a very small part of the brain of another giant and higher dimensional being, existing in a reality beyond human imagination? All these questions are posed, and their answers are suspended in time. I will wait to know your opinion on the topic in the comments, and if you are interested in science in general and in physics and astronomy in particular, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and see you soon in a new and useful video.